Ah, I can't believe I just bought my very own farm. It's so vast, so fertile, and it's just really good. I think I want to name it Charlie Farms. This land will feed me and many others. It's a great big land. I'm happy I already bought seeds so that I can plant them and start growing. I'm very anxious and excited to start growing my farm. That first plantage should be grown by now. Let's go check on them. Ooh, wow. What a plentiful harvest. This land is great. I can do this over and over again for the rest of my life and never have to worry.
One eternity later.
My poor farm. I've had it for so long. And at the start, it was great. I could plant harvest after harvest, crop after crop, nothing would happen. But now, day after day, crops keep dying, and my fertile soil keeps turning into sand. Why did this happen to me? I need to fix this. When I started all those years ago, my farm here in Africa was great. I was planting so many crops and having plentiful and bountiful harvests each time. But now it's changed. I need to fix this, but I can't do it on my own. I need help. Hello? Is this the cultivator? I need your help.
A few moments later.
Hello?
Hello, are you Charlie from Ohio?
Yes, I am.
Well, I've heard you've been struggling with a lot of things around your farm. Can you tell me what you're struggling with?
Well, my farm has been getting smaller and smaller each day. And I keep losing more fertile soil as time passes, and I don't know why it's happening. Can you please fix this?
Well, it sounds like you've been having a lot of issues, but can you tell me a few things about your farm?
For 30 years, my bussin' farm has had no pesticides, no herbicides, no chemicals or nothing. I've grown an organic farm, and I run a tight ship. And I don't think I've done anything wrong. I've grown natural produce for as long as I had this farm. And I actually don't think I've done anything to cause this.
Well, it looks like you've been having a really natural or organic farm. But let me go take a look at this bussin' farm. Can you show me around?
Come on. See, my farm's been drying up.
Well, Charlie, looks like your farm's been dealing with a bad case of desertification. Desertification is when your farm begins to dry up for a lot of different reasons, but let me run through the most common reasons with you and ask you a few questions. Do you have a lot of animals that come to graze on your farm?
No, I barely have any animals that come over here.
What about irrigation? Do you have a lot of water coming in?
Of course. I mean, I haven't had problems with my water system in the 30 years I've been here.
What about crops? Do you have a lot of crops on this farm?
That's what I pride myself in. I have corn, cabbage, wheat, barley.
Well, that's your problem right there. You have too many crops. Your crops are ruining the soil for you. It's drying it up. The nutrients are getting taken out of the soil. I think that's a big problem for you.
What? I never knew that. Well, why is that?
Well, desertification is taking all your soil's nutrients. You can't farm any plants anymore. That seems to be a big problem for you. But there's one thing I recommend, and that is crop rotation.
Crop rotation? I've never heard of that. I even went to farming school, and I've been in this game for a long time, Nate. I remember the first agricultural revolution.
Gosh, you're an old fart. Charlie. Crop rotation is when you plant some crops and leave maybe a field fallow for a little while, so you can plant some crops later on, and it keeps the soil very nutrient filled. So you can plant a lot of crops, but also, keep the soil very good, and it'll last way longer, not cause a problem like you have, which is desertification.
That makes sense, thank you. Please tell me this will help fix my farm. You know, desertification has been a terrible problem over here in Africa. I mean, a lot of farmers can't really grow crops anymore. And more importantly, I should say, animals don't really have homes anymore because the grass is drying out and they just can't have homes.
Well, Charlie, with crop rotation, this will definitely help your farm and a lot of farmers around there. But for your country, there's a lot of other things they can do.
Like what?
Well, your country needs to cut down on CO2 emissions.
Oh.
And they could also manage their irrigation better, stop wasting water.
Oh.
But reforestation is also a huge thing that they could do to fix this problem that you've going on. So to start that in your farm, I'll give you some seeds. Here, Charlie, here's 20 seeds.
Thank you. But growing 20 plants isn't going to help the issue
That's true.
entirely. I mean, it might help a little bit, but entirely, that's just bombastic side-eye.
That's true. But there's also a lot of other countries dealing with the same issues as your country. And they've also been taking action against it. Take China, for example. They've planted a 3,000-mile wall full of vegetation. It's called the Green Wall Project.
Wow.
Maybe you've heard about it.
Wow.
And, you know, there's also many other countries doing that too. But, Charlie, I'll tell you this. Go tell your country to start a project like that, and maybe farmers and lots of other farmers can have better lives and have better farms. But here, start with planting those seeds.
Thank you, cultivator.
Anytime.
I'll plant these seeds, and I'll tell my country what to do.
Many months later.
Wait. My land's turning green again. And my crops are growing. Can I have a crop? Sure, Henry. Thank you. Without the cultivator, I don't know where I'd be.